Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today we're going to answer one of the viewers' questions. Now, the question we had is, can you fit the Arctic Freezer 280 into the Gamemax F15 chassis? It's not a straightforward answer. Keep watching to find out why. Okay, so like I said, in this video today we're going to be answering a viewer's question. Now the question was the Arctic Freezer 2 280mm suitable for fitting in the Gamemax F15 case, which I recently reviewed? Now the answer isn't straightforward. Kind of it might fit, is the easy answer. In this particular setup we're using the ASUS TUF X570 motherboard, and I've tried lining it up and literally there isn't a lot of room. So your mileage may vary. You need a little about 3 to 4 mils, maybe slightly more, of clearance room between your additional CPU power connector and the bottom of the radiator. Now I'm going to go through in today's video and install the 240mm version because I want to put it in there anyway, but this was also a good opportunity to see if the 280 would possibly fit. In my circumstances, I don't think it's going to. We're going to try and move some cables around and see if we can get it to squeeze in. I don't think it's going to go. So the quick answer to the question is no. But if you're using a slightly smaller radiator or a different brand other than the Arctic one, you can get a 280 in there relatively easily. There is going to be a little bit of kind of wiggle room. But anyway, let's get this installed and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've taken the old freezer cooler out, the air cooler, and just so you can see at the moment, there's a little bit more room in here so you can see what's going on. So obviously you can see the processor area here. But the main problem what we've got is this section up here where the cable is. So again, if your cable is slightly lower down for your supplementary CPU power, you actually should be fine. The heatsink here at the top of the VRM actually will clear the all-in-one cooler, the 280mm or the 240mm quite easily. But it's just this plug socket. Now I am considering when I put it in maybe trying to wiggle this cable slightly to one side a little bit and see if I can bend it down. So I think this cable is going to be the stumbling block, the actual where the physical connector is on the board. Again, if you're using a different board in this particular case, then you may well be alright, but definitely take it into consideration before making a purchase. So I'm going to get the cooler out now, offer it up and see what we can do. Okay, so here is the cooler itself. As you can see, it's the Arctic 240, not the 280, the 240, so do bear that in mind. Now the problem with this cooler is, well, say a problem, it's not really a problem. Because you've got the additional cooling capacity, because it is that much wider, it does cause some concern with certain installations, as per the question I got for this one. So if you measure the radiator there, the fans are generally all going to be the same, they're going to be like 15mm. So if you measure your radiator depth there, this one is larger than usual, and I'll actually measure it now so you can see how big it actually is. So the actual depth of that is, I would say, about 37mm. So most normal radiators would be in the kind of 30mm range, 28 to 30mm. So if you've got a 28 to 30mm radiator, a 280 is going to go in here, no problems whatsoever, easy to fit. But it's that extra 7mm which is going to be our downfall, I think, with that supplementary power connector, as I mentioned. So let's offer it up and see how close we can actually get it. Okay, so with the radiator in the kind of traditional 240mm area, which is about here, absolutely fine for a 240mm, but the 280, if I push it back so it's in the same kind of mountain area, that cable gets in the way. So if I bring it forward a little bit, actually then I can push it back, and with a little bit of tweaking, if you don't use the standard mounts, there is a perforated grill on the top of here, so if you use the non-standard mounts, you probably could actually get a 280 to fit in there if you shove it forward a little bit. There is going to be a bit of a bigger gap there, and again, it's that problem area where the supplementary power connector is. So to answer the question, the 280mm will fit, but not in the standard locations. You will have to get a little bit creative with your mounting methods and obviously where you screw it in on the top. But for the 240, it's a piece of cake, especially with this thicker radiator. So I'm going to get this thing completely installed, and then I'll do some B-roll of the shot so you can see how it all fits together and some of the clearances, and then we'll give it a test at the end to see how cool it actually runs. Okay, so there we go, we've got it installed, and I've tried a few more bits and pieces to see if a 280 will fit in there. Like I said, the 280, if you've got a more narrow radiator, it's going to be no problem. But with the Freezer 2 range, because it's got that slightly wider radiator, you are going to struggle. Now, one thing I didn't take into consideration is with the 280 is actually wider and is also longer, obviously, which I didn't even consider. So the 280 is 317 millimeters long. Now, measuring this from the kind of the safe point, you can just about do it, but you will find that some of the radiator is going to be kind of tucked in this section here, which isn't going to be ventilated. So the real takeaway of this is going to be, if you are planning to use this case with the Arctic Freezer 2 range, go with the 240. The difference between the 240 and 280 is pretty negligible anyway, and obviously you save yourself a few quid as well along the way. So all in all, the 240 fits no problems. The 280 you can probably get away with, but you are going to have to get a little bit creative. So personally, in my recommendations, if you're a novice, I would steer well clear. But if you're a seasoned veteran and you fancy having a go, then feel free to do so. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could try putting it in the front section. I think you might struggle with that as well. Realistically, that is where your airflow is coming from, so I would probably avoid trying to use that. Get the airflow in to allow the air to go through the rest of the system. With the positive pressure we've got from these two 200mm fans on the front, that's actually going to aid the Arctic cooling fans here to try and push more air through that radiator. The static pressure, which is created by the actual radiator fins, is going to be kind of slightly reduced due to that positive pressure. Well, at least hopefully. So there we go. There has been my take on the Gamemax F15 and how to install a Arctic Freezer 240 or 280 in there. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. I guess there's a very niche market for it, but if you like the video, give the video a like. Don't forget to click on subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. So I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.